Hi everybody, I'm back. Had my operation on the 15th of December. Um, it was quite an escapade. It's funny because, you see everybody do these in-hospital videos and everybody seems, well, for the most part, calm, tired, um, but their pain's managed and everything is fine. And and then you go and you have the surgery, and it's not quite the same as the way it appears on the internet, on YouTube. Um, I had the surgery. Basically, it started off, as far as I'm concerned, it started off on the wrong foot. I got there in the morning. I was going to be the first surgery of the day, and instead of being wheeled, like I watch everybody, they have their little gowns and their little hats on and their booty slippers. I mean, yeah, I had the slipper socks and I had the gown. Um, I didn't get a little hat. I don't know if I got one afterwards, but I didn't get a little hat. And I didn't even get a wheelchair or a bed. I literally walked from the um, you do it's not the final pre-op testing, but it's the you check in the morning and you're there, and then you answer some questions, you fill out some papers, you fill out some more papers, and you fill up some more papers, and they do the blood pressure again or whatever. And so it was a small little room, and then they came and they got me, and my friend, they showed her where to go to wait, and I walked to the operating room. Walked. And mind you, it was like a movie. It wasn't like okay, just turn the corner and here we go. No, I walked down this long hallway with an attendant. I walked down this long hallway and then turned and walked down this next long hallway. And I said, I feel like it's like the movie, like The Green Mile or something. Like, I'm walking to my death. Like, this is crazy. Who in their right mind just walks to the operating? It just didn't even seem normal. And then I walked to the double doors or whatever the heck it was, and I walk in and I climb up on the operating table. That doesn't really sound too normal to me, but that's how it went. And this is not a low budget hospital. This is a regular, I want to say upstanding, but in my opinion, it wasn't upstanding. But it's a regular hospital. So then, anyway, the anesthesiologist had told me that when the surgery is over, they can't keep me out. Like they have to make sure I'm awake first, and then I'm breathing on my own. Um, I guess before they put me, I don't even think they put you back out, just so before they take the tube out or whatever. And it seemed reasonable at the time. It didn't sound like it was going to be a big deal. And he had said to me, but don't worry, you might experience a little bit of discomfort, but don't worry because I give you a little magic something that will make you forget. No one remembers. Well, that's bullshit because when they were finished with the surgery, exactly what he said, he had me come out of it in order to make sure that I'm breathing on my own. And at the same time, or within those same, seconds, minute, whatever it was, they're jostling me around. I guess because at this point I can't walk to the recovery room, so they're going to have to get me, on the bed or whatever. And um, what I remember first is I remember them pulling the tube out, and as far as I can tell, it's like I'm vomiting and I'm regurgitating and I'm trying not to because I'm thinking I'm going to aspirate and I'm going to die. And these dumbasses aren't even like paying attention to the fact that, liquid is coming out and going back down. Um, so the first time I swallowed. I couldn't stop myself. I wasn't coherent enough or strong enough. And like I said, I'm being tussled in the pain. So anyway, a liquid comes up again. Now this could, I looked back on it, and it could have been with the removal of the tube. It might have been perfectly normal. But in my panic state, all I'm thinking is, I'm going to die because I'm going to aspirate. So with the second, uh, vomit of liquid or whatever the hell it was, I've kind of fought with it the whole way to get it out of my mouth, to get it out of my system. And I spit it, and I wound up spitting it in the oxygen mask. So I guess the oxygen mask, either they had already started to put it on me, or it was there, once they took out the tube to put on me. But whatever it was, all I know is I specifically spit in it so that, it was whatever. And then the nurse goes to put the mask on me, and I'm trying to like panic and tell her no, 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 and so she cleaned it out. So that much I know I had my eyes open for. I don't remember the rest, if I was actually with my eyes open or closed, but all of the tugging and the pulling and the moving, um, the pain was excruciating, excruciating, and I'm sure I used language worse than anything I would say in my daily life, which I can be colorful at times, so it had to be pretty bad. And I just remember at the very end, kind of like hugged up on the bed, I guess after they moved me, and I just remember like whining, like, help, help. I just felt like I don't even know, like somebody kicked me and kicked me and kicked me, and then just left me for dead. So they advised my friend not to go into the recovery area for about a half hour, because in their words they told her that I wasn't really behaving myself or being a good patient. Um, I don't know why they really told her that, because it made me wonder, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so that was that. Um, it was pretty painful. And then I was in the surgery recovery, whatever they call that room. You're only supposed to be in there for a couple of hours. I wound up being in there for 2 or 3 days, because apparently the actual post-op rooms that they have, they only had 2 beds or something, and apparently it was busy. So anyway, that was that. And then the next day, the day after the surgery, let me check my time. The day after the surgery, I had to do the swallow test. And it wasn't even a whole 24 hours after the surgery. And again, it was kind of like one of these no frills operation type of things. And it's weird because, on Obesity Help and the ratings of my surgeon, and although people have made comments about the hospital, as far as some of their nursing staff not being, that compassionate or whatever, but no one really complained to the point that I had experienced. Um, Basically, they say that it's bariatric friendly, bariatric furniture and whatever, and I didn't find any of that to be true. What I found was, here I am going to do this swallow test, and you have to go on this, the table that has like the camera on top of it, and so now I have to basically get myself, because the only one there is the person, I don't know if it was a doctor, but whoever it is that actually pushes the button and takes the photographs. So basically, I get myself from the bed, the attendant, whoever it is that pushes, around and whatever, he was there, but he's only there to drop you off, and then he goes about his business and comes back up to pick you up. So I had to go from the bed and literally pull myself onto this table. Um, Fresh surgery, staples that I have one the right in the center, I'm showing you the center, but you can't even see. Like over here, this one, jeez, this one. Oh, shoot me. Where is it? That one. It's not closed all the way. I mean, it's closed now. It's closed as far as being healed. Um, but it's not closed all the way because what happened was when I had to do this stupid test, um, everything got pulled, you know? They had me hold on to this little spiral metal thing to pull yourself around. And I'm in excruciating pain and I'm crying to take these stupid pictures of whether or not I have a leak or not, that I understand the importance of it, but come on, there has to be a better way. Needless to say, I did not pass the test because they said it was still swollen from the surgery. Okay, makes sense to me. Like I said, less than 24 hours um, since the surgery. So that resulted in my surgeon saying that I could not have anything to drink until Monday. So I had the surgery on Wednesday, and I had to wait until Monday to even have a sip of anything. Water, I'm talking about even water. No ice chip for me. Oh no. Everything I got was from the IV. So, what's my time? 11. Okay. So, it was basically that's all I did was I just basically existed in this bed with the IV waiting until Monday. Monday came, I had to go through the whole same rigmarole, and this time I knew what to expect, but at the same time it was still painful. I just knew to make sure I got morphine before I went, and I passed. That time I passed. So I was released on Tuesday, which was 3 days before Christmas, the 22nd, I think it was. Um, and if you want to say all was well, all was well. And I was home and trying to walk and, work out the medications, the Carafate and the Nexium, but you can't take one close to the time you take the other, but you can't drink when you eat, but you have to drink to take the medicine, but you can't take the medicine an hour before you eat or 2 hours after you eat, but you're supposed to eat 6 times. And in those 6 times that you're eating, you have to then figure out how to drink so that you get enough water while you're not interrupting the time that you're eating and make it match up with the whole thing. It was like work. I sat here, in the city how well, I don't know, I'm saying in the city, but you know how you'll have these these guys that, they want to get your money and they'll put like the little ball under the cup and then they move the cups and you got to guess which cup has them. Yeah. Well, that's kind of how I felt the whole time with the medication. It was just basically move this bottle. Okay, you did this one. Now it's time for this one. Now you got to do this one. And plus the vitamins and the Tums, because the Tums, you can't, no, I don't know if there's a condition on the Tums, but you can't take the Nexium within a half hour before you take the Carafate. Anyway, whatever. So this is how I spent the next close to a week, except that on Sunday I wound up, we had a blizzard. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about the blizzard in New York City. It was the day after Christmas, and I wound up back in the hospital fighting for my life. And I'm fortunate to be alive now. And I don't say that dramatically, and I don't say that for attention or to make something sound bigger than it is. I was literally maybe an hour from my death, and I'll continue that on the next video because I'm now up to 1409. So what a segue.